Well, here we are. It's Monday, the 27th of August, 28th of August. And we're 48 hours after I basically told you guys what was going on in the studio. I just got home from the studio, spent all day there, like 12 hours, tried to answer some messages, and then felt massively overwhelmed and grateful and just dove into work. I did get a really useful message actually from somebody this week who said that I shouldn't try and kill myself the next couple months, getting everything organized and renovating. And I should fill the gaps in the schedule with just sharing what's going on with you guys. So I just threw one of my cameras on a tripod today while I was working, building a shop rack on casters. This thing is made from 17 pieces of just like framing stud, a box of 2.5, 2 3/4 inch construction screws, box of 2-inch construction screws, some 3/4 inch washers, and then 6 casters. And the bulk of the cost when these things is casters. It's about half the cost. So if you want to make these things for storing stuff in your game room, or your basement or your garage, they are super handy. I've built tons of them in my life. I've built them actually quite a bit, and I think I built my first one when I was in Boy Scouts to sleep on. Actually, I think we built bunk beds using almost the same framing. Jump in. You can get all this stuff at Home Depot. Oh, and 6 2x4 foot panels, but I just get Home Depot to cut the panels for me. So yeah, come along, and you guys can watch me build shop racks in the warehouse all day. I'll teach you how I did it, and there's my update. So this whole project starts off by cutting 2-foot sections off of your studs. You'll need a couple extras. You need 6 of these studs with 2 feet lopped off. And then I usually just grab an extra one and get the extra 3 slots to put in between everything. I'll use pump clamps to lock it all together. And then once that's done, I'll just sort of mallet it into place. And then 2 3/4 inch construction screws to hold it all together. You want to make 3 of these. These are going to be your primary supports for the actual build. Now, you're also going to want to mark off 2 inches at the bottom. And then I do 32 from the top. And these are 1 3/4 inch boards. So I'll do 1 3/4 inches from the top as well. So that when you actually have your top boards on, it's all going to sit flat. And I'll just measure those off on the actual side pieces so that it's all like lined up. And then once I've got it all pump clamped together and malleted into place, it's exactly where I want it to be, then just hammering it together with some construction screws. So I'll grab my 3 bottom boards, and what I want to do is get them square. So pulling them all out, I'll do one side, get it clamped, and then make sure it's all level. Once it's level, 2 down top screws, 1 on the side. That's going to keep it all distributing the weight evenly. And I'll do both ends typically, and then I'll measure my centerpiece so that I've got the central like support system basically lined up where I want it. So then with everything measured and lined up, so that I got my 3 boards across the bottom and they've all been clamped and screwed in, I'll do the second level. And it's the same process, but the nice thing is now the guide is basically the bottom, so you can just clamp them down and then get them screwed together. I don't bother with wood glue for this because it's going to shift a little bit and I'm going to have it on casters. So any glue like is just going to come apart. You're really relying on those construction screws to keep it all together. But the weight that's going to go on these isn't going to be crazy. I'm not putting engine parts or anything on them, and that means that I'm pretty confident they're going to stick together when this is all said and done. And it's last but not least the top, same thing, square them off. Now, this is the one that's most like requiring getting clamped usually, because any kind of like wiggle in the frame or wiggle in the boards, these are just studs, right? So they're not the straightest boards on earth. And although I always try and pick up the best ones I can, this is not the highest quality lumber. So clamping them down is usually a good idea. And yeah, this is why I have 4 of these, because you really couldn't do this by yourself without having pump clamps. So if you don't own a set of these, they are wildly worth the investment, especially if you're doing a lot of carpentry by yourself. So now, once I've got all this stuff attached, this is pretty solid. The one thing I haven't put on yet is the side braces. I do that last, after I've got the MDF toppers on here. I just put some 1/8 inch MDF on usually, and then maybe 1/4 inch on top, like on the very top, just to keep stuff from falling between the cracks here. Again, I'm not putting a huge amount of weight on these, so I'm not worried about the MDF being light. Yeah, lay this sucker down, and this is the part where I realize I have got the wrong washers. Because I need to put these casters on the bottom. Now I'm going to put the casters on the braces, which means that the actual like supports are going to drive that weight into for these 3-inch casters. And these 3-inch casters, I've got 4 that are just 360 casters, and then 2 that are locking casters. So I push up against the block and lock the wheels and keep stuff from moving. So I head back to Rona, grab the right side washer so I can actually attach these. And I'm just putting these in with 2-inch construction screws. I'm not using full length like 2 3/4. Because I don't need to go that big, and it's a big 3/4 inch washer just to hold these in place, and then those same construction screws to lock them down. And there's 6 of these, so you make sure you do your count, because it's gonna be 24 of those washers if you buy a 20-pack. You're gonna be pissed off. You're gonna have a bad time, like I did just now when I ran out and then had the wrong size ones also chucked in my bag, because I guess the home hard ride I bought all this at had not organized things well. Now, these casters are the bulk of the cost of this, actually. If it was just like, if you're building one of these for your home, or your garage, or your basement, and you just want some like simple storage, you don't need to put these on casters. I want to be able to rearrange the warehouse as I like, and that means I want everything rolling and movable, because it's going to mean that I can redress sets, move things around, and have things where I want them to be at any given time. So now it's time to pick this sucker up and throw down some of these 2x4 foot panels, just to give the board some coverage. It means I can throw whatever I want in this shelving unit. They don't have to be tough, because again, this is just hobby crap. This is not going to be a huge amount of weight on these. Any weight's going to be dispersed by like the boxes and totes that it's all in anyway. So I'm going to take 3 inches off these panels, because they're not 8-foot boards, right? They're studs. They're a little bit too long. Throw some wood glue down, and then I'm going to put the actual like panel attachment in with just 1-inch framing nails, and top in about 6 of those, like 3 per board, and that's going to keep this stuff in place while everything dries, and that wood glue will give it a nice solid build when it's all done. And then just repeat this ad nauseum until we have all 6 panels attached, and that is, except for of course the side frame, the supports basically that I'll do like a zigzag support, which you'll see on some of these other finished ones, to make sure this stuff doesn't like have any torque to it. And these are done. So that's it all hammered out, and then we gotta police up and clean up our work area, because that's how I go. Anybody who doesn't clean up their wood shop is a monster. You gotta, when you finish them, you gotta finish it up. And yeah, let's take a look. Jesus, all this does kind of go on that big shelving unit. I gotta organize it all. But let's take a look at everything else I built. I got 4 of these built now, which, oh my god, I feel so much better. Stuff is organized. And I also repurposed the tops of my old workbenches and built a rolling frame underneath them. I don't know how long this thing's gonna last. It might collapse, but I had to get all these gaming books up and on something that was movable. So I basically built myself a big library, like rolling library unit for game rules. And this side's all the indie crap and old stuff. And then this side is just 40k and AOS stuff that's come in the last 8 years. I got these scrapbooking containers that are fantastic for holding models in, and then just heaps of carrying cases full of miniatures. So when I say I gotta clean up the studio, like, that's just the painted crap. There's so much painted crap that has to go. I'm keeping all these boxes because I want to be able to show them off. And maybe incorporate them into like the actual like soundstage in the future. But yeah, you can see all these painted minis. Tons of games, more painted minis, things I've gotten to, things I haven't gotten to yet. There's my Imperator Titan because he wouldn't fit in a carrying case. And then yeah, all this stuff that I've played, maybe haven't played, maybe gotten to, kept the boxes for display. Some of those boxes are still full of stuff like that Curse City box. And then this is all just unboxed product that needs to be gotten to in the future in board games that we need to either revisit or play. But this is all terrain. Like, this is training game. This isn't even all of it, which is the horrifying thing. There's 12 infinity tables here. Post-apocalyptic stuff, fantasy stuff. That's just combat patrol mats and smaller gaming mats. More infinity mats. Infinity terrain. 40k terrain. There it is. That's the state of what I got done today. So to say that the last 48 hours has been overwhelming would be something of an understatement. Yeah, I don't know what to say to you people. You've definitely built up how I was feeling about this. I have like 700 individual emails and messages, which it was in and of itself just massively encouraging and overwhelming. People giving ideas, people signing up for Patreon, people just kind of sending notes of support or memories of coming into the studio and how it's changed in 8 years. I don't really know how to respond. It's pretty incredible. And the plan hasn't changed from Saturday. Obviously, I'm just going to keep going. I think the best suggestion I got so far was just to fill in the gaps in the schedule with documenting this, that you guys are interested in seeing how it comes along and joining with me and hearing the process. Jay's coming in tomorrow to brainstorm ideas for producer level stuff, where you guys can dictate some of the content. For now, I am going to have a shower and go to bed because I'm tired and I busted my ass in the studio today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks everybody. I really don't know what to say.